Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought we could do a nice little makeup tutorial and talk about our feelings. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and use this really beautiful Tom Ford palette called Orchid Haze. It's this really beautiful, neutral, more purpley color. It looks a bit more subdued, but I think it'd be a really nice look for today. So dipping into this color here, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it as a transition shade. So how are you? How are you doing? How are you holding up? It's been pretty, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this virus outbreak is, like, what are the words? I don't even know what to say. This is basically what I want to talk about today because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to go about my channel normally. And I just wanted to have a bit of catharsis and just talk about what I'm feeling regarding the outbreak. I'm not exactly sure if I can say the word, like the actual virus name, because I know a lot of videos are being demonetized if they say the word, so yeah. But anyway, we all know what I'm talking about, the global pandemic. I live here in Montreal, and all these schools are closed, gyms, spas, movie theaters as well, I believe. I think restaurants are still open, but mostly for delivery and takeout. Pharmacies, hospitals, grocery stores are still open, thankfully. But everything else is basically closed right now. I want to make something clear. I want to talk about what I'm feeling right now, but I don't want the whole video to just be like heavy and, it's just to kind of get these things off of my head and off of my mind, and I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the exact same way. So let me know down below, where do you live? What's going on? How do you feel? Etc. In many ways, my husband and I are very lucky because we already work from home. So I know a lot of people right now are being forced to work from home when they wouldn't normally. And I also know that a lot of people simply cannot work from home. Like if you work in corrections as a police officer, if you work in healthcare right now, you obviously cannot work from home. So there are obviously certain sectors of the workforce that are still out on the front line, if you want to say. But I know that a lot of people are being, self-quarantined or isolated at home for the time being, and I know that it's pretty rough for a lot of people. As I mentioned, I have my own home office, and so does my husband. Like, we have our own separate offices at home, so we are extremely lucky because we are normally in the habit of working from home, so this isn't like a huge shock to our system. However, we normally leave our homes every day, so it's a bit different in that sense. I'm going into this lighter shade and just placing it on the mobile lid here. Ooh, it's very bright. The reason that I wanted to just come on here and talk to you guys is because I know that my channel does provide a lot of entertainment and joy to a lot of people. I know a lot of you guys are looking for distractions and diversions at the moment, which I understand. And I definitely plan on doing more videos that are just, makeup and not talking about this all the time. It's just hard for me to come on here and just like pretend like everything is normal when it is certainly not. This is unprecedented. I mean, the synagogue, church, like everything is closed. Everything is closed. Like, this is not a normal Tuesday. So it's hard for me to just come on here and just like pretend like everything is fine without addressing it to you. I'm just dipping into that dark purple shade here and placing it in the crease. And I guess that was just what I was conflicted with, because I want to provide that outlet for people where they can kind of just escape the world on a normal day, let alone when there's a global pandemic. But I'm also a human being, like I'm a person, and all of this stress and anxiety that you are feeling, I'm also feeling. And I think it's important to say that whatever emotions you are feeling right now, they are valid. Every feeling is valid, okay? And I just wanted to share that with you and also maybe give you some advice, I guess, from someone who normally works from home. So if you are someone who is now stuck working from home or simply self-isolated for the next who knows how many weeks, here are a few things that I recommend for you. First of all, routine is so important. If you are normally someone who wears makeup to work, I highly recommend that you wear makeup at home now. The reason I say this is because for me, makeup helps me feel awake. You know, when I finish my makeup, I feel like I am done. I'm ready for the world. So I'm imagining you might have that same sense, and that's probably why you wear makeup. Or if you are retired, I know a lot of you who watch me are retired. And if you are finding yourself even more stuck at home now, I know a lot of you probably only wear makeup if you have like errands to run, you know what I mean? In that case, wear makeup. It will help you feel better about yourself, and it will help you feel more put together. Also, something important, wear real clothes. If you need a couple of days to wear pajamas and leggings and just be lazy, go ahead. I understand. There's a garbage truck outside. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, I understand. If you just need to wear pajamas for a couple of days, go ahead. However, wearing jeans or slacks or, you know, what you would normally wear on a normal day, that also will help your mental health, because if you just allow yourself to just be in sweatpants for the next couple of weeks, I don't know how that's going to affect your mental health. So just keep that routine in mind. Also, if you're someone who normally wears contact lenses when you're at work, you know what I mean? Like some people wear glasses at home and then contact lenses when they go out. Do that same thing. Keep that routine. You know, you need to keep that same structure. Humans need structure. We need routine. That's why a lot of this is really hard for us, because everything is turned upside down. We don't know what's going to happen in 6 hours. There's a new update every now and then. So try to keep that same momentum, you know? For me personally, what I'm finding really difficult is normally I have ballet a few times a week, and my ballet classes are closed, obviously, like the studios are closed, so I don't have ballet for the next foreseeable weeks. However, I am doing that at home. I'm doing stretches, I'm doing the warm-ups at home, I'm doing what I can at home. I'm very lucky that I have an island in my kitchen that's almost like perfect bar height, so I just use that. It's not the exact same, but it's something, and it's keeping me a bit sane. Even if you're not someone who likes to do ballet or yoga, you know, even just doing a couple of stretches for a few minutes every day really just helps, you know, just gets your body flowing, gets you just to move around. You can do jumping jacks, you can do burpees at home, you know, those are things you can do easily, you know. And as I mentioned, I am extremely lucky that I have an office at home. I have a fully functioning work office, and I know most people are not equipped for that. So if you can, try to find a designated corner somewhere that is going to be your workspace. You know, if you are stuck working remote for the next few weeks, try to find a space somewhere and make it your own. You know, move stuff around, make it really a workspace and not just like a corner on the couch. I mean, if you don't have an option, if the couch is the only thing you have, then go ahead and do that. But it's really just to put yourself in the mind frame of like, this is work, you know, and that's why the routine of like showering, putting on real clothes, wearing contact lenses, doing your makeup, you know, those are the things you do when you go to work. You know, you get up, you get dressed, you do all those things. And then if you go to like that one chair at the dining table, that's like your work space, and like you kind of get into that mentality. But again, if you need a couple of days to just feel very sorry for yourself, go ahead. I did the same thing. I mean, this is quite unprecedented. It feels like this entire experience feels so surreal and scary. It's very scary, this entire thing, you know? I'm 32. I'm Canadian. I was born here. So in many ways, I'm very lucky. You know, I haven't experienced war. I haven't experienced famine. I've never been a refugee. You know, these are all experiences that I have been shielded from, thankfully. But in a way, it kind of feels like this pandemic is like this generation's version of war. And I'm not trying to downplay actual war or, anything like that. It's just that constant state of fear and anxiety, to me, that's what it makes me think of. So I hope this goes without saying, but please stay home. Do not go outside unless you have to. Unless you are getting groceries or going to the pharmacy, stay home. There's no need to be outside right now. The amount of people that I have seen on social media traveling, being outside is really so gross, negligent, irresponsible. I don't know what other adjective I can think of, but this is very, very serious, and we need to stay home. That's the safest thing to do for yourself and also for other people. I know so many people are saying, it's only affecting people with pre-existing conditions, and I am one of those people with a pre-existing condition. I have Crohn's disease. It's an autoimmune disorder that causes ulcers along my digestive tract. I am one of those people that is at high risk, and my life matters. So please stay home, because transmission can be done so easily. Someone goes like this on their nose and then touches a doorknob, and then someone else touches a doorknob, and then, you know what I mean? The transmission is just so rapid and fatal, very fatal. So stay home. This is meant to the people who can stay home. Again, I know some people cannot work from home or have to leave to go be a policeman or a fire person, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that are at home right now who are bored and who are just, tempting fate. Do not do that. I'm gonna go into the purple shade from before and just put it on the bottom lash line here. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick to this for the eyes now. I'm gonna go ahead and do the face makeup and finish up the eyes afterwards. For the foundation, I'm gonna go into my Westman Atelier foundation stick in number 3. So as I mentioned, routine is very important. Doing some exercises, some stretches at home, talking to your friends. I feel like I am rediscovering the fact that my cell phone is actually a telephone and not just an internet scrolling device. Call your friends, FaceTime with people. I think that's been really difficult for me, because for me, my friends are my family, and I'm used to seeing people several times a week. Even though I work from home, I'm a very social person, and I normally go out every day, every other day, and I can't right now, but it's worth staying home. I will see my friends in the future or on FaceTime. It's also important to find books maybe to read, or TV shows. I mean, we have Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. There's so many services, Find a TV show, rewatch some favorites. I love Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, classic. It's really great for this time, it's very light and funny. I also love this movie called Brooklyn. It is the most delightful, heartwarming movie I've seen in a very long time. It's about a young woman who moves from Ireland to the US in, I think, the 60s. And she's very young, early 20s, discovering herself and moving to a new country. And it's just so wonderful. It's called Brooklyn. Watch it, it's wonderful. I'm gonna go into some concealer. This is the NARS Creamy Radiant. So something that I have been doing a lot of recently that I find wonderful is playing The Sims. I love this game so much, and it's great for social distancing because you just sit there and play your game. So if you have any games you like to play, online, video game, whatever, now is the time. Honestly, if The Sims came out with a new version right now, I would be in heaven. I also had time to wash all of my makeup brushes. I am the worst when it comes to washing my makeup brushes. I just never get around to it. I did because I had the time. I also made some peanut butter cookies. Those were delicious. I also dusted everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and use a bit of powder just to set my face. I used the Chanel Les Beige Healthy Glow Powder number 20. Now I'm gonna go into my Guerlain Terracotta palette. I'm gonna go ahead and use both of the bronzing shades. So something I wanted to mention on the topic of, things to help is something that is only applicable if you can. If you are someone who is struggling financially right now, I am very, very sorry. The world is upside down and not fair. This only applies to those who are not struggling right now. For example, we normally have someone who comes in and cleans our home. For the time being, it is inhuman to have her come here. So for the foreseeable future, until things become normal again, we are continuing to pay her, but we aren't, like, she's not coming here to clean, but we're still paying her her normal salary because she owns her own business and she works as a cleaning lady, and it's not fair for her to not have a paycheck during a global pandemic. So if you are someone who has means and who is not struggling right now, if you have this type of person in your life, might I suggest you do the same. For example, if you had an appointment with a hairdresser in the next few weeks, don't go, stay home, but you could still pay your hairdresser. You know, a lot of hairdressers, like for me, for example, my hairdresser owns her own business and she has a small like studio in a building, so she doesn't work for like a giant corporation. So just think of people like that, you know? For example, I know the fellow YouTuber, Hey, It's Jacqueline, is having a really hard time right now because her and her husband own restaurants, and the restaurant business is suffering tremendously at the moment. So if there are any restaurants or cafes in your neighborhood that you normally go to, you know, if you go to one every week, you know, maybe consider buying a gift card or getting delivery. You know, it's just, small businesses are really suffering right now, and it's really not fair. So again, this is only if you can afford to. If you are someone who has a small business right now who is suffering, you are totally exempt from this suggestion. It's just, you know, if you happen to be able to do it right now, maybe you could consider doing it. I'm going to go into a blush. This is the Chanel Joues Contrast number 72 Rose Initiale. So for the highlighter, I'm going to go into my Diorskin Luminizer in 001. I'm going to go back into that light shade that I put on the mobile lid and just add a little bit in the corner here just to make sure everything pops. So my channel should remain relatively unchanged. I took a break on Monday. I just was not in the mood to do makeup. I'm glad that I'm doing this video now just to talk to you, because like it feels insane to just like come on here and pretend like everything is fine when there is a global pandemic. Hello. But I'm not exactly sure how much makeup I'm going to be buying. Obviously, I'm not going in the store because that's insane and irresponsible, and I think they're closing the stores anyway. But anyway, I don't know how much online shopping I'm comfortable doing because it just seems unnecessary to be buying makeup online right now, because I feel really bad for the people who are working for delivery companies right now. I also feel really bad for the people who work for these companies and who are working in warehouses and factories and having to package boxes. Like there's a lot of people working behind the scenes just for one delivery, and it feels unfair for these people to have to work right now. So I'm not sure how much online shopping I'll be doing for the next several weeks. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? I feel like the uncertainty is the worst part. We don't know like 6 hours to the next what's going to happen. But if things continue like this with the isolation / quarantine and everything being shut down, I don't really feel comfortable, or like it feels a bit irresponsible to be doing a lot of online shopping for me. I don't know. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying you're irresponsible if you shop online. I'm just not sure how much of it I want to do right now. Quite frankly, I have a huge makeup collection and I'm very, very good at just, you know, coming up with new looks with everything that I have. Ever since I have started a channel, I have always mixed and matched new and old releases together. So this should not be a challenge for me to just come up with new looks with everything that I have. That's literally all I do on my channel, so I'm not that worried. I did place an order online last week before everything sort of blew up here in Canada, and it's crazy how much can change in 1 week. It's really alarming. I'm gonna go ahead and use a liner. This is the Chanel Crayons Yeux in deep purple. And then for the mascara, I'm gonna go into my Volume de Chanel Classic. And then for the lips, I'm gonna go into my Lisa Eldridge True Velvet in Velvet Muse. I also wanted to say that last week I filmed a video on an update on Luxury Project Pan while things were still very different. So I'm gonna upload that video or release the video very shortly, but I don't know, I don't want to look or seem disrespectful because in the video I'm just like blissfully unaware of life basically, and I just want to let you guys know that was filmed like a week ago and it's crazy how much can change in 1 week. I'll probably put a note in the video as well just in case anyone sees it who doesn't see this video. It's not meant to be disrespectful or to be like flippant about everything that's going on. It's just, you know, when you pre-film a video 1 week in advance, normally you don't have the world going upside down. I'm gonna go and dry my hair and I'll be right back. I'm back. My hair is nice and curly and fluffy, and I grabbed a cookie for you. Have a bite. It's peanut butter. They're really good. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep my channel going as normal as possible with all this going down. I do have a lot of products that I can talk about. I have a lot of samples that I can review. I have a lot of tutorials that I can create. So yeah, I think my channel should operate as normal if that's what you want. I don't really know what you guys want in this time. Like, do you want the diversion? Do you want just like makeup videos? Let me know what you'd like to see actually. That would be very helpful if you could tell me what you want to see on my channel. That would be very helpful. Okay, I think this about does it for the look, the video, my feelings about everything. So I hope you guys are holding up okay. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. Please stay inside. Do not go outside unless you have to go to a pharmacy or a grocery store. Like, just stay inside. I have about 400 videos on my channel, so if you need something to watch, I've got a lot of videos for you. I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're holding up okay. And thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean a lot that you watch my videos. I know there's a lot going on right now. We all have a lot on our minds. It's very heavy, but thank you for making me part of your day. It's very nice. So I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.